Thank you. We're both about to cark it, Mum.
Yes.
And memoirs.
So, Mum, tell me what your feelings were when David went away at 12 for his tennis. Was it more your decision than Dad's decision to send him, or vice versa?
No, it was a joint decision, and I think we were both on the same track there, in that we regarded it as a golden opportunity, one that he never would have had. Had that phone not rung, and it was Tony Roach on the other end saying, I can't quite remember how the conversation went, but he said he'd been selected and were we prepared to take him up on the...
It was Tony himself who placed the call?
Yes, it was.
Right. And what are your memories of how hard David worked up to that point, particularly with Dad, how often they'd practice, and whether or not David was always enthusiastic and wanting to get out in the court?
Very reluctant, because he had a vivid imagination with his imaginary games, his cricket and footy games, and he'd be off on another tangent in his own little world. So when Dad came down, he'd slog away and work through his lunch hour and come down straight after school, and David would be out on the cricket pitch with Scott Sheriff or hitting on the wall, and he said, right, okay, Dad, I'm ready, let's go. Down to Deloraine on the clay. Got a tournament coming up in a week or so. Oh, do we have to, Dad? Do we have to? Oh. Dad used to just turn his back and say, all right, don't worry about it, forget about it. And then, of course, David's nature being what it was, didn't like to hurt his feelings, so he reluctantly
Caved.
Got in the car and off they went.
And didn't Dad once say to you, it works every time or something?
Works every time, yes, he did.
Master psychologist.
But I always get the impression that you really wanted this, Dave, from an early age to...
Oh yeah, I love the tournaments, but practice... I suppose I just loved football and cricket so much back then, more than tennis.
Yeah.
That I wanted to do that more, I suppose. Practice was a bit of a grind with Dad, because he was coaching me, repetition and consistency and everything, so that was more like hard work, really. I loved the tournaments though, wouldn't miss a tournament, but at that stage it was so easy to beat people that I probably was pretty complacent. I was just roll up to Hobart and beat whoever was there without having to work very hard.
Lloyd Gregson was your regular bloke you used
whipping
to
boy.
Yeah, whipping boy.
She didn't want to say it.
I just never know where this might be seen.
Oh, due respect, Lloyd.
Oh, due respect to Lloyd.